Now tuned into the greatest.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The best sports podcast there is.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. I got a great episode for you today, man. I appreciate you tuning in to the first interactive sports podcast, a community that makes sure your voice is heard. So if you hear something you agree with, you disagree with, you like, you dislike, go ahead, shoot me a call, 219-413-9405. And of course, we will play your take back on our next episode. Now look, man, this episode is going to be slightly unusual. It might be a little shorter than typical. But that's for good reason, man. It's an elimination game going on as I speak. Right now, the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Denver Nuggets. So I got my eye on that. But I do have to, chime in on a few different topics before, I go back to watching this game. It's halftime. So I was like, all right, this is the perfect time. Let me do it. I finally got some time. Got a quick second to get into it. And the thing I'm getting into early on, we ain't wasting no time today. Because as I said, that game on, we got to get back to it. I watched the other game, the WNBA New York Liberty versus Indiana Fever with Caitlin Clark. This was her second game in the WNBA. And man, it wasn't that much better than the first. Let's keep it a buck, bro. Second game in the WNBA. You expecting something to build off of. The first game, y'all was expecting her to come out and beat Michael Jordan. I told you guys, and I'll say it again. She's good, and she's going to be good. But she's going to get bullied in the WNBA. I tried to make that as simple as could be because there's an adjustment period. Y'all called me a hater. People called Diana Taurasi a hater for saying she's going to go through a transition. But that's just what the reality of it is because I'm looking at the numbers of the first two games that Caitlin Clark had that she played in. Oh, my gosh. If this doesn't say this is an adjustment period, I don't know what does. The first game was cool. She had 20 points, but damn it, she had 10 turnovers. Come on, man. 10 turnovers, shot 33%, 4 for 11 from the three-point line, 5 for 15 total. Horrible game. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. It's great for your first game in the WNBA. It's marvelous for your first game in the WNBA. Truthfully speaking, that's solid. 20 points, that's hard to do in a WNBA game. But that's sloppy as hell to have 10 turnovers and shoot 5 for 15. That's Russell Westbrook numbers out in LA. Let's keep it a buck, bro. I'm not going to be silly here. I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to give straight feedback on whoever it is because, in reality, this is the truth. 20 points is good. So kudos to her on the debut. Hey, still scored, you seen a glimpse of, all the things that we've talked about when she was at Iowa in this offseason. So, I'm not upset about that. It's an okay performance. That's pretty good for a rookie coming into the WNBA. That's damn good, actually. But the second game against New York Liberty, this is a marvelous team. Let's not forget. New York Liberty, they went to the finals last year. Caitlin Clark had 9 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, which is solid. But she shot 1 for 7 from the three-point line, 2 for 8 total. So that's where the struggles are in shooting. Like the consistency is not there yet. And this is what I mean by the adjustment period. She's going to go through that. It takes time to adjust in the WNBA. And anytime you go to the next level, it's going to take time to adjust. So watching and looking at all of these different stats and watching her play, like you can see how elite the other players are in the WNBA. And that's what I've been trying to tell y'all for the longest is that, I don't know why you thought the WNBA was just going to be easy for her. You know how many other women in the WNBA had this immaculate college tour? They may not have exposed the game the way Caitlin Clark did, but damn sure they definitely dominated the game in the collegiate level the same way Caitlin Clark did. Putting up crazy numbers, winning national championships. Caitlin Clark didn't win one, but they actually won national championships, and they still, got to the WNBA and fell short a few years and had to go through that adjustment period. So it's something that's, it's natural. It is okay, for her to struggle this early on, because it is something, that happens to everybody. And, it's just mind blowing to me, though, that everybody was hating on me. Y'all thought I was crazy talking about Caitlin Clark is going to get bullied. She's going to struggle. Crazy. Y'all didn't listen to me. Y'all didn't listen to Diana Taurasi. And that's the thing. Quick history lesson for y'all. Diana Taurasi, she's lived this life already of being that collegiate athlete, winning National Player of the Year awards, winning national championships, winning Naismith College Player of the Year awards, all of these, the Wade Trophy winner. Like, her accomplishments in college go deep, bro. And then the accomplishments in the WNBA go even further. So if anybody knows about the adjustment period, it's Diana Taurasi, because she literally lived this. She came into the WNBA when it really needed great players in there. She was one of those great players that stepped it up and showcased her talent in the WNBA. She's been doing this for years and years. So, y'all can hate on me, but damn, y'all got to hate on Diana Taurasi too. Like, that's wild, bro. Wild. And, I'll bring all of that up to say just, she's not the first superstar to struggle and come out of college. But she definitely won't be the last. And Caitlin Clark, she'll be fine above all. It just does. It takes some time. It takes some time. So, laugh at her now. Make the jokes. Do whatever you got to do. Hee hee ha ha. Post the funny memes. I'm going to post some too. I ain't going to lie. But I'm going to call it straight, because it is what it is. Like, she's struggling right now, but give it 3 to 4 more years. I doubt Caitlin Clark is still going to be putting up 5 for 15 and 2 for 8. Like, it's not going to happen. It's just an adjustment. She's 22. She just played her first 2 games against the best talent in the WNBA, the best talent in the world for women's basketball. That's what's going on. That's who she's playing against, just in case you didn't know, because personally, I feel like a lot of people didn't realize how elite the WNBA was. They see, the jokes and stuff, and they see, all the different memes and different things like that, but they don't really pay attention to the skill of basketball and what's going on. So, I'll leave it at that, man. I do have some audio of Caitlin Clark. This is her after her debut game, and the audio is from Bleacher Report.
Didn't have the greatest start, so I think just a lot to learn from. It's the first one. There's going to be good ones. There's going to be bad ones. And, like we said in the locker room, like, we play on Thursday. You got to learn from it and move on and be ready to go.
All right, look, man, quick side note here. It's just an interesting thought. And I hate to, stay on the same topic and all of that, but the WNBA, they should WWE this thing with Caitlin Clark. Now, I heard some conversations about it, so I just, I just thought of it, because I thought it was kind of interesting. But what I mean by WWE this thing is like scripted up, How crazy would that be? And it's not necessarily, bad from an entertaining perspective. It's unfair to all the players who've been in the WNBA already. But I'm just saying, if they were the WWE this thing, write up a script, make sure everything is going Caitlin Clark's way, make sure she gets the 40 balls, the big shots, all of the highlights and stuff, the and-ones. Like, bro, you can't tell me people wouldn't tune into the WNBA even more than what they're already doing. So it's just a thought here. It would be wild. I think it's unfair. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely unfair. And this is me, just a side note. This is a thought, a random thought, because it would just be crazy if that was the case. People would be saying she's really Michael Jordan. And I said she's Michael Jordan from a level of fame and how the WNBA can market her, which I still stand on. But she was coming straight into the league, dropping 40 on the first debut game, 30 on the second, like the home opener. Like, come on, man. You know how many records and stuff that the WNBA would break even more? People would watch Caitlin Clark instead of watching some of these playoff games, because some of these games it is like the Cavaliers and the Celtics, and when you got half the Cavaliers hurt and the Celtics is unhealthy and they playing like boo-boo but still winning. Come on, man. I'd rather watch Caitlin Clark drop 40. I ain't gonna lie to you. Anyway, look, man, that's just a random thought. Leave a quick take, 219-413-9405. Go ahead, share a quick take, a thought, opinion, or even leave a question for me. We got some news coming up in just a second. I got some updates for y'all too, especially if you've been listening to the past few episodes. Got a few updates pertaining to some streaming services. But look, we'll take a quick break. It's halftime. We'll be right back. All right, let's get into it, man. News for the run. Starting off, the NCAA 2025 college football. The first collegiate football game in 10 years is set to release on July 19th. What a moment. What a time. People have been waiting around for this for so long, and they finally got what they've been asking for. So NCAA 25 college football is set to release in July. What a moment. That's awesome. Now, the undisputed boxing game, which is new, previewed as a demo, and it received some great feedback. In fact, the feedback was so great and the speculation was so great that it crashed the website, and they had to release a statement just letting people know, like, the game is still going to come out, but so many people hit our website, we were just unable to keep things up on the website as of right now. So that's crazy too. And I seen the little demo for it and I thought that was dope. So for the gamers out there, this is about to be a fun summer for y'all. That game, Undisputed Boxing, is set to release sometime in October also. And the update I have for you guys, the new joint streaming service with Fox, ESPN, and Warner Bros., that is still happening, so it's still a go, and it's set to launch this fall under the name Venue Sports. So you should start seeing that pop up earlier, or later on in the year around this fall. You'll see Venue Sports is what you want to keep an eye out for. And then the NBA playoff pictures, there's been some changes, some eliminations done happen. As mentioned, I'm watching the Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves right now. But the Oklahoma City Thunder in the Dallas Mavericks series is no longer tied. The Dallas Mavericks, they lead the Thunder 3-2, and they will be playing Game 6 Saturday at 8 p.m. The Boston Celtics, they beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 4-1 games, and they advance to the conference finals, and they'll play the New York Knicks or the Indiana Pacers. And the New York Knicks, they currently lead the Pacers 3-2 in that series. That game will be happening tomorrow on Friday. And as I said, the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets right now, Denver is leading 3-2. But the way it's looking like it's about to go to Game 7, bro, because this game has been on my television and on my laptop and all of these devices that I have, since I've been recording this episode, actually. And the Timberwolves are currently winning right now, 76-50 in the third quarter. Jamal Murray just hit a three. So 76-53, third quarter, a little under 5 minutes left right now. So it's a great game, but apparently, man, I didn't get to catch the very, very beginning just because I was getting set up. I was trying to get stuff in order to go ahead and record, but the Minnesota Timberwolves shot out early, man. We're on a 20-0 run in the first quarter of the game, man, and that really put them ahead. And some thoughts I have about this so far, bro, because I haven't really updated y'all. Man, sometimes I just really can't stand Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert, great defender, great player, great defensive guy. But damn, man, boy, is this man uncoordinated sometimes, bro. This man is uncoordinated as hell sometimes, bro. He makes some uncoordinated ass plays to be a 3-time defensive champion. It's a damn shame, bro. Like, kudos to him for taking on the task of guarding Nikola Jokic, and which is a difficult task to do. It's very tough to do. But the man ain't got one offensive bone in his body. Sometimes it seems like he ain't even got no damn common sense in his body because he's moving screens, making just wild ass plays on the offensive end. Wild turnovers, like over the back. Like, man, Rudy Gobert sometimes, bro, he's a damn shame. And the man be stressing me out, bro, because in crucial moments of the game and crucial runs of the game, this man just be all over the fucking place, bro. Man be wilding sometimes. Hey, somebody need to check this man Defensive Player of the Year awards too, bro, because, yeah, we not going to slide past that. I got one more thing I'm going to talk about, but we not going to slide past Rudy Gobert just collecting all these Defensive Player of the Year awards. So 10 years from now, people going to say, oh, he was the best defender that ever played. Nah, hell no. We all watching what he's doing and what he's been doing. At this point, the NBA, they've been giving this man the Defensive Player of the Year awards because they ain't got nobody else to give it to. Rudy Gobert got the stats for it. And in terms of defense, and what you bring to the defensive end, he's a great player, as I said. But he got the stats that just glorify his size, pause, and all of that other stuff too. So, I'll just be feeling like, man, the NBA just giving them the awards at this point, bro, because real talk, Bam should have been Defensive Player of the Year. Victor Wembanyama should have got Defensive Player of the Year. There's a couple other options you could have got, bro, especially with Bam, because Bam guard 1 through 5. He guard 1 through 5 every game, bro, especially in crucial games, man. So I'm going to leave it at that. Anyway, look, man, the Boston Celtics, they advanced to the conference finals, and they're going to play either the New York Knicks or the Indiana Pacers. They beat the Cavaliers, and the Cavs, they were hurt a lot. They didn't really have much fight to give toward the end of this series, even though the Celtics weren't playing great. Some guys who were key in the regular season didn't really show up in the postseason as well, especially in moments where they needed them most. Darius Garland. Anyway, they're going to be playing the New York Knicks, but they better hope they play the New York Knicks. At least from my opinion, I think they'll play the Knicks. But I say if the Celtics really want to advance over to the NBA Finals again and make that return, they better play the Knicks because the Knicks are beat up right now. They're injured, and their only threat on the offensive end is Jalen Brunson. Whereas if the Celtics were to match up against the Indiana Pacers, they would be in for a long series, especially the way that the Boston Celtics have been playing lately. Because lately they have not looked like the regular season team that we've seen out of them in this playoffs. Pacers, they're a complete team, and matchup-wise, they have the depth on the bench to really hang with the Boston Celtics right now. And I think if you really let them hang around and continue to go toe-to-toe, they can beat you. Because that's what we seen with this Knicks series with the Indiana Pacers. At one point, it looked really one-sided, but, Pacers made some adjustments. They went back, they locked in, they changed some things, put a certain amount of pressure on Brunson and everybody else, but, they made those changes, and now we're looking at a real series. So I still think the Knicks are going to win this series in this next closeout game that we'll watch this upcoming weekend. But, hey, man, keep your eye out for the Indiana Pacers. If you root for the Boston Celtics, you better hope they play the Knicks. Because the Knicks, that series, the way everybody's hurt and all of that series might wrap up a little early, bro. Brunson barely, he playing on one leg. OG hasn't been playing. Obviously, Randall's been gone. You got the other center who's been hurt. Like, they got some injuries, man. They really digging deep on that bench. So, look, man, I'm going to leave y'all with that. Shoot me a voicemail call, 219-413-9405. And, of course, we'll play your take back on our next episode. But I got to leave you on a positive note. I know I didn't do the little tea time. I said I was not going to call it that either. Damn, I said I wasn't going to call it that. And here I am calling it that. Well, maybe it'll stick. Maybe it'll be the fun thing. Whatever. I'm going to leave y'all with this positive note here. I'm going to just say, believe in yourself. All right? Believe in yourself, because nobody else gonna do that shit for you. All right? Nobody else is gonna believe in you the way you can believe in yourself. Don't let anyone else control the button of determining how good you are and how much confidence you have. And it's a tough thing to do sometimes. I go through it myself. And this has been the recent thing of this week and the past few days of just reminding myself to, hey, you're good at what you do. You work hard. You put in the work for it. Believe in yourself. Keep going. Things happening, in the dark as you rest. But, you got to believe in yourself first, because if you don't, nobody else will. Don't wait for nobody else to give you your stamp of verification, because it's never going to happen if you keep waiting around. You got to put in the work, do it yourself, and make sure you just, stay at it and keep faith in God. If you're a believer, I think everybody should be a believer. I'm personally am, but, gotta keep faith in God. Do whatever you got to do to stay grounded. But don't wait on anybody else to give you your stamp of verification, man. Go put in the work yourself, and the confidence comes in the work. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that, man. That's all I got. I'm about to get back to watching this game. I done passed halftime. It's through. They about to go into the fourth quarter. It's still a blowout, so I'm thankful I didn't miss too much of this elimination game. But Anthony Edwards told y'all, he said, hey, when they lost in Denver, I don't know who he told. He looked at somebody, and I seen the quote. I seen the quote from ESPN. I don't know who the hell he told, but he told, it was like a cameraman or some staff guy from the Denver Nuggets. He said, I see your ass game 7. So, hey, I love it. I love the confidence. That's just another example right there. Believe in yourself, because nobody else going to do it for you, man. A lot of people ain't going to believe in Anthony Edwards the way he believe in himself, and a lot of people ain't going to believe in me the way I believe in myself. So it's important that you believe in you the way none of us will believe in yourself. So if that makes sense. But anyway, look, man, that's all I got for y'all. I appreciate you for hanging with me, for kicking it with me. Until then, man, we will be back later on next week. You better carry some positive energy over into this weekend. I know that much. All right? All right, man. Look, hey, I'll be back later on next week, and so on and so on and so on.